Well, hey everybody, John Rethlin here, and these are my predictions for New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dominion in Osaka Hall 2019 show, which this is going to be a lot of fun. It's like their SummerSlam, their Great American Bash. It's their big summer event, singular event. Yes, the G1 is bigger, you could argue, but that also takes place over multiple nights. Of course, it's going to be bigger. This is culminating a bunch of feuds and possibly starting some new feuds heading into the G1 and beyond. So it's a very, very exciting time to be a New Japan fan. No, it's not as big as Wrestle Kingdom. That's their Starrcade, their WrestleMania. And then you got New Beginning in Osaka in February. You got the Honor Rising shows. You know, they co-promote Ring of Honor later that month. You got the Anniversary show in March. New Japan Cup right after that. G1 Supercard, I would argue, maybe was seen as a little bit bigger, but that's probably because they were in Madison Square Garden, which was a big deal for both companies, though New Japan clearly outshined Ring of Honor. Then you got the end of the Dontaku Tour in May, and, you know, at the very beginning of May. And then you have the Best Super Juniors Tournament, which just culminated in a great, great finals between Shingo Takagi and Will Ospreay. So now from here, they're going to have a Kazuna Road Tour that I'm probably not going to be watching. They only got 3 live events on there, and I might just take a break and just, you know, gear up for the G1. But I'm really excited for this one, so let's just get on with this. After that brief little history lesson, we get Jon Moxley, the new IWGP US Champion, versus the young lion, the young boy, Shota Umino. Shota is going to die. Hopefully not literally, but he's going to get in some shots. Shota's actually been having some better performances, like he had against Tanahashi in the New Japan Cup. But come on, there is no fucking doubt that Shota Umino is taking the fall. If this match goes beyond 7-8 minutes, I would be amazed. Now, Moxley will give him some stuff. He, you know, gave a lot to Juice Robinson and everything. Moxley's a giving type of guy where he can still stay over, but give somebody, you know, give his opponent something so it doesn't look like a complete squash. Now, nobody believes that Shota Umino is going to win. It would be so freaking weird if Shota Umino managed to win, because then he would get a U.S. title shot. But he's still a young lion. He will get in some moments, but it's clearly going to be Jon Moxley. And then we get Satoshi Kojima, the leader of Bread Club, versus Shingo Takagi, who recently just lost in the Best of Super Juniors finals. Shingo Takagi said in a backstage interview, junior heavyweight, damn it, I want a heavyweight opponent. So he's getting Kojima. Well, it's probably going to be maybe 10 minutes, but Shingo's going to win. Shingo has to win. Nothing against Kojima. Kojima, his career speaks for itself. He's well established. There's no reason why Shingo shouldn't win here. Move Shingo up to heavyweight. I thought that it's like he's done everything he can as a junior heavyweight besides win the title. So I would just have Shingo move up to heavyweight. Have him beat Kojima here. He lost that match recently. I'm not saying he needs to go on another undefeated streak, but keep the momentum going. He's got this drive. Have Shingo win. Still should be a good match. And Kojima, at this point, sure, he's on the downside of his career. You know, I mean, he's near 50, and he has come back from a recent knee injury. Well, I mean, he's about a year removed from coming back from, I think, a torn ACL. He still can perform well. He has a crowd on his side, but Shingo winning would be the right call. So I got Shingo winning. And then we get Jushin Thunder Liger, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. One of my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time. He's above Ric Flair. That's how much I love Jushin Thunder Liger. He teams with Yoshihashi against Minoru Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. Now, on the show, the finals, the Best Super Juniors finals, you had in a big multi-man match, you had Yoshihashi pin Doki. Well, here, you know, it seemed like Yoshihashi and Zack Sabre Jr. were having a bit of a scrap, and Suzuki and Liger have been kind of like verbally and physically spatting at each other for a while. Physically spatting at each other sounds a bit uncomfortable. But with this, you had Yoshihashi pick up the win over Doki. I think what's going to happen is Zack Sabre Jr. is going to get Yoshihashi to tap out. He's either going to hit the Zack driver and pin him, or he's going to get him to tap out, because Yoshihashi is there to take the fall. I would be very, very surprised if Suzuki-gun did not win this here. So that's where I'm going with it. Also, I think we're going to get Suzuki versus Liger. Give it to us at the G1 special in Dallas. We need to see that match. They need to load that card up like crazy. I mean, I don't know if they need to have it at 10 matches. They probably should. But they need to have it just loaded up. Give us Suzuki versus Liger. It doesn't need to be that long, but 10 minutes tops. But it just needs to be this physical war. That's where this is going to lead, though. Yoshi-Hashi's there to take the fall, and that's what's going to happen. We then get Taguchi, Ryusuke Taguchi. I always screw that up. And Juice Robinson and Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace, versus Jay White, Chase Owens, and Taiji Ishimori. Now, Jay White had just beaten Tanahashi on the Best Super Juniors final show. Juice just lost the IWGP US Championship to Jon Moxley. And Taguchi had a pretty good Best Super Juniors, fell in the B-Block finals to Will Ospreay. And Chase Owens is also there. Chase Owens is going to take the fall. I feel bad for knocking Chase Owens, who actually is a good worker, but he does nothing for me as far as like interest. I have no interest really in watching him. He's a fine tag team wrestler. But yeah, with Ishimori, and I'm worried about Ishimori's shoulder and neck, because apparently he's really been favoring them, and hopefully he's okay. Maybe give him the Kizuna Road tour off, and then he could be on the undercards for the G1 and stuff like that, because he's an incredible performer. Maybe give him a little time out, because he's been busting his ass since he came to New Japan last year. Just before the start of the Best Super Juniors, when it was pretty obvious he was going to win it, and then he didn't. Hiromu did, and then faced Will Ospreay, and that was a great match. But moving on from that, I have some heels winning here, like throughout this show. So I think they're going to give a babyface win. I think Juice is going to pin Chase. It'll be a nice way to kind of drive home the point that this is a different Juice Robinson, because he cut his dreadlocks recently. He had cut a very fired up promo backstage, putting over Jon Moxley, but also putting over the fact that, CJ Parker's dead, that guy's dead or whatever. It's like long live Juice Robinson, that kind of stuff. I mean, he didn't say long live Juice Robinson, but you get the point. What's going to happen is he's going to pin Chase, and it's really what should happen, because he's the only one that would make sense to take a pin. Taguchi, they have something going with Taguchi. I mean, Taguchi taking a loss wouldn't hurt, but there's no reason for Chase to win. There's just not. He's a perennial tag team guy or lower card guy. That match he had with Juice at the New Japan Cup Finals for the U.S. title was one of the worst matches I've seen, and through no fault of either of them. I just think it was kind of a shit-the-bed moment. But yeah, Taguchi, Juice, and Tanahashi are going to get the win. I mean, Tanahashi could end up pinning Chase. Maybe you could have Chase pinned by the Ace. That joke's not a lot better in my head. And then we get one of many championship matches, 5 championship matches on this show. Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull, not the Stoned Pitbull, by the way, versus Taichi, the Never Openweight Champion, in this Never Openweight Championship match. Miho Abe is unfortunately out with a broken foot. Or at least a busted ankle or something. I'm not exactly... I don't read Japanese, even though I follow her on Twitter. But apparently she's injured. So she will not be there. That is unfortunate, because Miho pretty much is Taichi's character. Now, Taichi isn't bad in the ring, but he's not somebody you can necessarily give a championship to for too long. He didn't have the Never Openweight title that long last year before losing it back to Hiroki Goto. And then Hiroki lost to Kota, and then Kota lost it to Will Ospreay, and then we all toss it around like crazy. They toss that title around a lot. Where's Goto on this card? I want Goto on this card. They should have thrown Goto in to that Liger Yoshihashi match and just, had him team with them, and then have Minoru Suzuki, Zack Sabre Jr., and I don't know, Kanemaru there or something. But anyway, I digress. Goto's exclusion aside, Tomohiro Ishii is going to win. We will get shenanigans. We will get Suzuki-gun shenanigans. Doki may show up. Kanemaru may show up. Others may show up. We need Tomohiro Ishii to win the Never Openweight Championship, because there's more potential with him facing heels than there is Taichi facing some baby faces. I don't know. He won the championship at it was Dontaku. I think he won against Dontaku, against Jeff Cobb. So he's only held it just over a month. I think Ishii is a better choice, though. Ishii would be a much better choice as champion. He could have some better matches. And plus, it would give him another reign. I think he's held the championship 5 times? 4 or 5 times? And personally, I think Ishii deserves a championship. I mean, he'll never win the big one, and maybe he doesn't want it. But I think that him winning Never Openweight Championship and holding it at least for a few months, having some good matches, being in the G1 as Never Openweight Champion would be a great call. Who knows? Taichi could win. I'm not opposed to Taichi winning. I just don't know where you go with Taichi. Who the fuck else he's going to face. Unless you have him face Goto and have him lose. But we've seen that before. So give it to Ishii. Maybe have Ishii and Goto, Ishii and Kojima, Ishii and Shingo. Shingo taking the title from Ishii. Let's do that. So yeah, this is the first title change. And then we have the Guerrillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tangaloa versus Evil and Sonata for the IWGP tag titles. This match happened a lot last year. This match happened in February of this year. February of this year. Enough. Get us some more tag teams. I love both these tag teams. Evil and Sonata, though, are clearly two singles guys that work really well as a tag team. The Guerrillas of Destiny, Tama and Tanga, they are an actual legit fucking tag team. Hopefully not that. But they are a great tag team. And they are a team that I think should keep the championships and will keep the championships. Because why are you going to toss them back to Evil and Sonata? Sure, you know, they're Evil and Sonata were great champions. I mean, you know, you had LIJ just fucking sweep at Wrestle Kingdom. But then by, what, like February, March, they had no championships left. Like, okay, that was fucking great. I mean, well, actually, no, I think Naito actually had the Intercontinental title until G1 Supercard. But the whole point is like, they had no championships left after that. Like, you know, so it's like, okay, you know, they had this big moment at Wrestle Kingdom and then this. But I'll get to Naito here in a bit. Guerrillas of Destiny winning and beating Evil and Sonata earlier this year wasn't a bad idea, but just get us some other tag teams. Bring KES back. Where the fuck are they? Bring some other heavyweight tag teams in. And for the love of God, get us more junior heavyweight tag team, you know, opponents and teams and everything, because we don't need the same teams fighting. And so one weakness of New Japan is they need some more tag teams. Hopefully, maybe once some WWE contracts free up, they can actually do that. Work with CMLL. Have Dragon Lee and Teton. Have some other guys come in. Just, I mean, yeah, they may be juniors and stuff like that, but just do something. I mean, I know I'm venting a little bit, but just for the love of God, would you just have more tag teams? This will be a good match, but we've seen it before. This is my one sticking point. So hopefully they can get some more tag teams in there, more established tag teams. Have some fun. And for the love of God, if they had a title switch here, then Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. have to win the tag titles soon. I know they're the current British Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, but still. GOD's got to win here. Keep them, because they're also the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, and they're on a fucking roll, so why not? And Evil and Sonata are going to be better off as singles guys anyway. And then we get Dragon Lee versus Will Ospreay, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be Will Ospreay. Dragon Lee's been a good champion. He was a shocking champion. I did not see him winning at G1, but it's Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay's got to do it. Dragon Lee has alluded to wanting to face Hiromu Takahashi when he comes back. So that may still happen. We could get a three-way at the G1 in Dallas, because it's going to be Ospreay winning. Hiromu's going to appear. Now, I don't know if Hiromu's going to appear in a video package, or if he's going to appear in, you know, come down and the crowd's just going to go absolutely insane and we fans will all weep. But I think that he is going to appear. Video or in the arena. But Will Ospreay's going to win. It'll be a hell of a match. It could be the potential match of the night, or at least co-match of the night. But Will Ospreay's winning. Hiromu will appear via video or in the arena. And maybe get that three-way in Dallas, because I would be for that. And Hiromu is close to returning. I mean, he's been injured. He was injured at the G1 special at the Cow Palace last year. You're no fault of Dragon Lee, and the people that blame Dragon Lee were fucking idiots. He is going to be close to returning. So I think they're going to tease that here, video or in the arena. Then we get Kota Ibushi, the current IWGP Intercontinental Champion, versus Tetsuya Naito. It's going to be Kota Ibushi. There is no reason for Naito to win the title back. Kota wants to bring prestige back to the Intercontinental title. Kota will eventually get his shot as the at the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. An actual legit shot, not that match that happened with Omega and Cody last year. I believe at King of Pro Wrestling, if I recall correctly. He is going to keep the title here. Naito is going to win the G1. Now, if they switch it, Kota's going to win the G1. One of two things is going to happen. One of these guys is going to win the G1. It's going to be the loser. And that's what should happen, honestly, because both these guys are the best choices to win the G1. I mean, you can say Jay White, but Jay White's already been champion. He doesn't need to be it yet. Use it for Kota or use it for Naito. Since I got Kota retaining, it's going to be a great match. Hopefully, for the love of God, guys, don't kill your necks. Please don't kill your necks. But Kota winning, Naito wins the G1. That's what I got. And hopefully they announce the G1 field with, I mean, not obviously before Dominion, but announce it sometime during the Kazuna Road Tour, and then I'll do my predictions for that. But Kota Ibushi retaining. So far I got 2 titles changing. And now we get the main event. Kazuchika Okada versus Chris Jericho. The Rainmaker versus the Painmaker. What the fuck is a Painmaker? Is he into S&M? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. The IWGP Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be Chris Jericho. I don't want to be right. Here's why it's going to be Chris Jericho. I think New Japan is entering a partnership with AEW, or it's like a pseudo-partnership, like a handshake agreement and stuff like that. Because I think Ring of Honor is going to be dropped from, you know, New Japan after the year, or whenever the contract runs out. But I had Jericho winning. I mean, I know he's part of All Elite Wrestling and everything, but they got a few months until that. They had Jericho win the Intercontinental title last year. I don't know if it's the best idea, but I can see him winning and at least holding it until the G1 special in Dallas, and then maybe you give it back to Okada, because they already hot potatoed the title a whole bunch. I'm not saying I want it to happen, but I had Jericho beating Omega at Double or Nothing, and he did, and I want to be right about that. I think Jericho's winning, and I'm not going to be very happy about it, because Okada deserves better. The title deserves better. He did not have a very good, Jericho did not have a very good run with the IWGP Intercontinental Championship last year, because he only wrestled in a couple matches. But I could see them switching it just to do a shock finish, because Okada's still well established. He's going to get more runs. I think Jericho's winning. I hope I'm wrong. But anyway, that's what I have to say. So those are my predictions with a few jokes in there. Agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.